Hi folks, that cat here. I want to share a couple observations about the Sentinel League. I did one about the first weekend, one video that is to say about the first weekend and my thoughts. And I have a couple more now that I've played a few more days. I'm going to start with one recanting one of the things I was pointing out in that last video. I was hyping up the use of, or the potential use of, Wellspring of Creation, just as a concept of being able to equalize the game to the style of your character. Wellspring of Creation is used primarily, or it could be used with a glass cannon, and if you can do more damage but can't take a big hit, you can spec into Wellspring of Creation. Monsters deal 25% less, which is pretty huge. I mean, 25% less damage taken is a big chunk. And you have to do 50% more. You have to overcome 50% more of their life. Works fine in practice in the maps. The reason this might not be the best of ideas is that not all the content you're going to be running is, in fact, in your map device. And the Atlas passive tree does not apply to Heist, it doesn't apply to Delve, it doesn't apply to Kirac missions. I'm guessing there's some other examples. I'm not certain whether or not it applies to like Val side areas or to some of the boss fights. Could be separate, although you put them in the map device. You can't utilize any of the Kirac modifiers on them, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm guessing they probably are part of the Atlas, but we know of at least three things that are not: Heist, Delve, and Kirac missions. So when you get into the mode of playing with monsters doing less damage and you having to do more damage to them, you're thrown off a little bit when you go to one of these other gameplay modes. So I'm about to spec out of that. I'm not going to bother with that while on the stream. The second thing I want to talk about is an observation I made about doing high-end maps. My character really wasn't able to totally juice it, and with great success. I'm just not built up there yet. So I'm doing tier 16s, and I'm basically making the choice between running a rare map or a rare corrupted map, or using Sentinels. I'm trying to figure out which one might be better, because I kind of have to make a choice without taking deaths. And of course you still might take a death here and there, but you want to minimize those. So I started looking at a couple things. Let me actually go back to that Atlas passive tree. So I have pretty enormous increased rarity of items dropped by map bosses. It's 300%. I got 6 nodes. They're all doubled because I am using the Stream of Consciousness node here, which doubles my small passives. So then I realized that these Apex Sentinels for bossing have, I mean, it's going to vary based on the Sentinel, but they're going to have a significant increased quantity bonus on your boss. Generally, you're going to use it on your boss. I mean, that's where I use it. You can use it other places, but that's the reason I carry these. That's the reason I came to this conclusion. And I thought to myself, well, my goodness, I don't want to give that up on top of that huge rarity, because then you're kind of double dipping on the quant and the rarity with your boss kill, just to get some extra item quant throughout the map. I mean, you can get a decent quant. Here I've got 43 on this one on a blue. Generally you're going to come out about 30, and generally you're going to come out about 80 if you go rare. But it seems so much better to take this quant for that boss, where I'm getting that extra rarity, than it does to take that 50 throughout. And it's also a matter of getting the bonuses from your Stalker Sentinel in the body of the map. So I recommend really thinking about running blues or even whites and hamming out on your Sentinels before you really start trying to boost up the the rarity of your maps. Hope this helps. Certainly think about it in your own terms. I got one little bonus content to talk about. I did a little bit of research with using Sentinels in the delve, in the mine, and initial conclusion, not a whole bunch of work, but I think it's much better to go deeper than it is, and it really ramps things up. I mean, you're not killing very efficiently when you drop a stalker compared to what you would be without it. So I did some experiments by really going to a much shallower depth and running my Sentinels, and I just a quick decision decided that depth was better. So I'm not using Sentinels in the mine at this point. Somebody else might have a different strategy. Feel free to give it a try for yourself. But that's my initial conclusion. And that wraps up the video, folks. Appreciate you watching. If you want to try to work some of this stuff out with me on stream, I'm going 6 days a week. The address will be in the notes below. Like, follow, and subscribe. Appreciate you. This is That Cat, and I'm out.